This is topical issue once more, and the topic is speculation, pyramid schemes, and gambling. Speculation is investing in stock or property in the hope of gain, but with the risk of loss. In finance, speculation is the purchase of an asset with the hope that that asset will become more valuable in a brief moment of time. This was the case that happened in the 16th century, 17th century, 16th century in Holland. The tulip flower had become very expensive. People would speculate and make a lot of money. So people invested a lot in tulip bulbs. And others went as far as selling their property to buy the bulb of that flower. Then there was a fear of those flowers not putting back the money that people had invested in, and suddenly the price fell and many people made very great losses. Others had gone as far as selling their property for the flower. It has also happened in several situations. Several countries. In our country, I've seen it twice. There was a time when people were told of these people come with very sweet language. So somebody had gone abroad, moved to several countries, and he came back promising to rescue the people of the country from poverty. So he quoted well from the Bible. He was doing it out of Christian concern. And because he had learned about banking system and the way the banks make their profit, he was going to do it at that banking level. And because he knew a lot of trade in the stocks and in many other things, you were to bring your money. Let's say, for instance, if you bring 1,000 shillings, I'm talking of shillings because we use shillings in Kenya. After 7 days, the money would have tripled. So you get 3,000 shillings. And you were saying this is because that money you gave would be able to multiply in the stock exchange at that level. The first people who gave the money made a kill, because somebody will give 7,000, things like that, and money program. You give 7, you get 21 after 7 days. That way, and it was so encouraging that people opted now not to take the money. You give 7, you get 21. You wait for it to mature. So others had big plans because he was very convincing. And now many of the people were putting in money without taking, because they expected to be able to buy property out of that, to be able to do great things. Where I was working, I had a colleague someplace and was tempted also to put in a lot of money. And when that thing had happened, I also put in some little. It wasn't much that time, it didn't have much. So when the time was about to mature, everything collapsed. And then there were these promises. There has been interference on the international, on the national, on what, false claims. Even false claims that the government does not want people to progress. It was something to buy time. After some time, everybody in the office had disappeared. Those who were trying to pursue were told this was a limited company, and this limited company had hired furniture. It had hired the office. So those it had hired furniture from reclaimed their furniture. Since they were not in the office, there was nobody to claim from, and there was nobody to follow. That one happened. Another speculation came in the form of quail eggs, and also smooth talking guys came, and they talked very convincingly of how the quail egg would cure everything from cancer to libido problems to name any problem quail eggs will cure. So the quail price skyrocketed. People started keeping quails, and the egg price was almost as expensive, almost half the price of a chicken. So the quail was more expensive than a chicken because it was producing magical eggs. And people now, because people are calculating money, if you sell this number of eggs and these eggs are doing magic, within a short time, if you are able to buy quails, hatch quails, you'll be able to make lots of money, lots of investment. So people invested in incubators, bought quails, and all of a sudden, even the supermarkets that were buying the quail eggs and everything stopped buying. The quail egg went back to normal. In fact, it became cheaper than a chicken's egg. The quail itself became very cheap. And those who had invested a lot of money had no place nobody to follow. You had to sell the quails at a cheap price, slaughter them, and people closed that business. But those who had invested made a lot of money. There have been several scams like that have happened. And when these people talk, they are sweet talkers. They talk from the perspective of people who are really concerned about the lives of people. They are charity givers. They would like to uplift the lives of people and give you tempting, very tempting suggestions, like that of the money. 3 times in a week, 3 times. Those who reaped the first time were able to, those who are clever, reaped some money. But I think it was the multiplier effect. When he went with a lot of money. And later, one could not be able to sue him because it was a limited company. How do you sue him? So, things like that have been happening. People have fallen prey of the people they trust. Community leaders, religious leaders. There have been some religious leaders who would call their followers and then promise them now the settlement. So we are moving together. There has been a case like that. You buy pieces of land, and all of a sudden, he simply disappears from that place where you are to another place. And when you follow, he simply says it did not, because such a people, when you give them money, you give them with your trust. So there aren't documents to follow, and it goes speculation, pyramid schemes. So this is a call out for people because it has been happening and many are caught unawares because it's the people who are very close to you. You are a religious leader, you don't even, when you are told of a plan, that is something that you know will work. All of a sudden, when things change, you are not able to comprehend, you cannot be able to take legal steps, and you cannot be able to do anything. So it has happened on several occasions, and I thought it's a high time that we be able to alert one another. When the deal is too good, think twice. When the deal is too good, think twice. Where everything is working magically. Because that one of the money, we had reached a point when other people are planning. There will be a time when you'll be doing nothing in your life. You'll be making millions within weeks after it has reached a certain point. The trade, stock, international, and then a lot of money would come. So it was going to be a life of holidays. People saw it in their dreams. It never became a reality. Instead, they lost everything they had invested in. Some had even taken loans because it was encouraging. Go to the banks, take loans. Once you bring this money, with this, you will be able to pay back this money. You're left with a lot of money. You're able to go on. You'll be having an easy life. A millionaire, a billionaire. So did it happen to the quail eggs. And there was also another scam of the kind. So it's just to alert everyone. Always be on the lookout. When the deal is too good, think twice. Don't rush. Find out. Because you may be entering a scam. That is my take for now.